Hi guys. I don't think that guy just scared me. Whew. I just pulled out of my driveway and there was a person walking up the alley, and I wasn't really expecting them there. It kind of freaked me out. Always in the car. I don't think I vlogged this morning, so I'll probably do Thursday and Friday together. But yeah, so I'd have a chat with the owners of my son's daycare about one of his, they call them teachers, they're all teachers, which is fine, because I call it, to Declan it's school, about one of his teachers, because Declan does not like to be in her classroom and says that she's mean and she yells at him when he doesn't take naps. And so I was trying to get like a feel about that. It was kind of a long day at work. I just, so right now I am not, it's Thursday, so it's technically my mom's night to DoorDash and Grubhub, but she is taking the night off. I am not going out because I don't have hours. I didn't schedule myself any hours because it's not my night. So she is sending me to the taco place. Hold on, I'm gonna order. Okay, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to turn left there, so we will go this way. God, I feel like I was waiting there for a really long time. So I ordered, paid, got everything, just because there was no line, and I didn't want to make it awkward for them and vlog in the drive-thru. This transaction you will not see on my budget, on my budget check-in or whatever, because my mom paid for it. She decided that she needed tacos. Weirdo. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just need what you need. But are you turning here? Sometimes I just can't tell what people are doing. So yeah, she sent me to the taco place. Declan hates tacos, so he is having peanut butter and jelly tonight, which is what he wanted, because until then, when he didn't think that was an option, he didn't want dinner. He just didn't want to eat. He just wanted to lay down. And so then I was like, fine, you can have a sandwich later. He's like, oh, I want peanut butter and jelly right now. So I make this sandwich for him, and he wants it in the shape of a ghost. He wants a ghost sandwich, which is fine because we have cookie cutters. Except the cookie cutter is made for cookie dough, not a sandwich. So I have to place the cookie cutter on the sandwich and cut around it with a super dull butter knife. But he's happy. It's fine. So I don't mind doing that because he doesn't like tacos, and we know he doesn't like tacos. There are some things that I know he likes, and I'll cook them. I'll cook those things for dinner, and he'll be like, well, I'm not hungry. And I'm like, nope, you're going to eat. So you're eating it now or you're eating it later, but this is what you're having. I'm not making you anything else. But when we have something that I know he doesn't like, I'm not going to make him eat it. I will make him something else in those situations. It's kind of like growing up, my mom and my brother like corned beef and cabbage, and I just can't do corned beef and cabbage. So on those nights, my mom would make me spaghetti because she knew I didn't like it. So I mean, there are instances where, and especially as Declan gets older, the things that if it's something new and I've never made it before, he's gonna try it. He's gonna eat his dinner. He's gonna be fine. And if he gets halfway through it, and he doesn't like it, then that's fine. He can have something else. As he gets older, it'll probably be fine, you can have cereal. I'm not making a whole separate meal. But my mom always made me spaghetti when she made it's something she knew I didn't like. But anyway, I'm about to be home. So when I pull into the driveway, I'm going to end this, and I will probably pick it back up tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be in the car again. Like, I'm always in my car. Tomorrow I'll be in the car again, but it's during the day. When I'm dashing, or door dashing, Grubhubbing, whatever it is. So that will be a nice change for everyone, I'm sure. But anyway, so I'm gonna cut this out here, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, I started that early. Hi, guys. Happy Friday. Today's Friday the...
.co.com/.
I didn't think that would play while I was videoing. Friday. Took Declan to daycare. Now I'm just doing DoorDash, Grubhub. Days like this I love because I can run both of them at the same time and kind of like double dip it. Because there's not a whole lot of people that order from Grubhub here. And also it's during the day, so not a lot of people are ordering at all. Anyway, but I'm on my way to Wendy's. Yeah, so I only like vlogged the one time yesterday. I'm gonna start carrying this little notebook around with me though, because I have a really hard time keeping track of not keeping track of my spending, but keeping track of like when certain things are coming out of my account along with my spending. Like, if I were just to look at my account and be like, oh, I want to get my nails done today. Okay, I have enough in there for that. And then, but I really don't. And it's because there's still one of the bills that one of my payments is still pending and hasn't pulled from that account yet. So, and I mean, I would have enough, I think. Not sure. But I mean, why stretch myself that thin? But so I sat down last night, Thursday night, and did a list of all of my student loans. Spoiler alert, there's 10. The total is $41,000, which is a big part of why I stopped with school. I put a pause on my college. I don't want to finish my bachelor's degree $100,000 in debt. Like, that's not what I want. And $41,000 is excessive, and I wasn't keeping track of how much I was getting. But so $41,000 in student loan debt, and so I'm going to start paying that. Luckily it's broken up, so 2 of them I have to start paying in February, 4 of them I start paying in June, 2 in March, I think. So February, March, 4 in June, 2 in July. Give me just a second. Okay, I had to pause that for that Grubhub order that came in. But yeah, so I have to start paying on those this year, which is fine. My goal is to have the lowest 5 paid off by the end of 2020, which might be a little much. But the lowest one is like $1,100, and then the 2 above that are less than $3,000. So I think it's totally doable as long as I like get my life together. But yeah, I think it's totally possible. I just really need to be focused and disciplined. I've also been talking about doing monthly savings or budget challenges with you guys. And so I sat down and I plotted the whole year of the monthly budget challenges. And in some instances, there are repeats. I've got a couple that are just no spend months. And then I've got a couple of the daily savings challenges that I was doing, where you save like $1 for whatever day it is. Like the first you save $1, the third you save $3, the 30th you save $30. And there's a few of those. But just to give you guys a heads up, I'm going to be here forever. Oh, dear sweet Jesus. To give you guys a heads up, this Wendy's drive-thru is ridiculous. January's budget challenge is going to be about eating at home. I've already been telling my mom so she can like get prepared. And I will give you guys like an ample notice about like if you want to participate, I'll give you guys enough notice that you can like get everything squared away that you're gonna need. Because there's one that's no online shopping. And then there's a couple that are just no spend. You can't turn this way. It's a one-way. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. My road, I got a little road ragey there. One thing that drives me nuts about parking lots is people trying to turn the wrong way on a one-way. Oh, I can't handle this. I'm never gonna get this order done. I have to pick up Wendy's. They picked the wrong time to place these orders. Like, DoorDash says I'm supposed to use the drive-thru, but I can't. Like, cannot. There is like 35 cars in the drive-thru, which is not an exaggeration. I mean, like, legitimately, the way that this one sits is in the parking lot of a grocery store. Like, they share the parking lot. So it's from the drive-thru all the way up to the store, and then it wraps around and goes back down another parking lot aisle. Like, if I was parked in those spaces and I couldn't leave, I would be pissed. But yeah, so I'll give you guys now, and then I'll post the other stuff on Instagram as we get closer. I'll put it in my January budget with me. But I'm getting my January budget kits late. They have not shipped yet. So I'm not really sure when I should be getting them. But so I don't want to wait until then, because I might not be able to put my budget with me up until after the new year. So just a heads up on that. But the challenge that I'm going to mostly challenge myself to is no eating out. And when I explained this to my mom, she's like, okay, well, what does that mean? I'm like, it means that I cannot pay to eat out. And so she automatically thinks that she's going to pay for everything. Like, no, I don't want to eat out at all. I just want to, like, eat at home, cook at home, grocery shop, meal plan. And to me, eating out is not just going out and eating somewhere. It also means delivery services, like, because I drive for DoorDash and Grubhub, and it also means none of that too. I've got a group of high school boys next to my car. So no fast food, no drive-thrus, no restaurants, no deliveries, no food deliveries. Now, I mean, obviously you have to make it work for you. So if you guys already have like set all right, well, on Sunday nights we eat out every Sunday night. Or like it's your family dinner at a restaurant. Like, make it work for you. We don't have anything like that set. It's mostly like we don't want to think about what to eat. We don't want to, like, my meal planning has gotten really off track the last couple weeks. So we've eaten a lot of baked potatoes. We've eaten a lot of drive-through, and so yeah, that's kind of how that's going. But we're going to work on getting back on track. So, but yeah, keep an eye out for those. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm going to start posting stuff about it there as well. I need a nap. Or maybe coffee. Which also, to me, for me, drive-through coffee is also eating out. Just a heads up. I'm going to have to work on how I'm going to get my sodas, because that to me it's the same. To me, it all falls under the same category. But then in my mind, my sodas are $1 a piece. And so yeah, like no drive-through coffee, no gas station food, drinks, like none of that stuff. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I don't know. Because that to me gets hinky, because I get cash tips that I don't count in my income. It doesn't even, because it happens so rarely. And I also need to start budgeting for Declan's chore money. So, yeah, figure that out. But anyway, so I'm rambling. I'm gonna get off here and I will check back in with you guys in a bit. Okay, so I don't know if I've mentioned this in any of my other videos that I've done this week. With Vlogmas, I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. I might have mentioned this earlier in this video. So I'm working on doing like an overhaul of my whole budget. Like figuring out exactly what I'm doing. Because like I show you guys like what I'm spending, what I'm making, but there's extra money that I don't know where it's going. And I don't necessarily want to do like a zero-based budget where every dollar is accounted for, but I want to know where every dollar is going, if that makes sense. So I logged into my student loan account because I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, I'm going to have to start paying on those soon. 2 of them were due to be paid on starting in February. Between last night and today, I'm not sure what happened, but there's been an admin forbearance on those accounts, so I don't have to start paying those until July. And not really sure what happened there, but great. So I'm going to start paying on them in January, I hope. So I put my schooling on pause. I was working on my bachelor's degree in accounting. That wasn't really working out. I was getting super stressed. I'm going through a lot of stuff, so I put it on pause. And then shortly after I made that decision, I also decided that I wanted to cash flow the rest of my bachelor's degree. So I'm going to wait, pay off my student loans, and then go back to school and cash flow it. So I logged in and I looked at this, and I have an associate's degree in business. And I looked at this and I was an idiot. Okay. I will straight say I was just dumb, because as a single parent, I got a lot of money in Pell Grants, and Pell Grants covered all of my schooling up until like the last year. There was no reason for me to take out student loans to get my associate's degree, or even, for the most part, to get the first half of my bachelor's degree. I think out of all of the schooling I've done, like, since I started my associates until I decided to pause, I maybe would have needed to take out one of those student loans $41,000 in student loan debt, and I only have my associates, which is really depressing. But now that I know that, I know exactly what I'm up to. I'm not taking out any more. Like, I plan to not take out any more student loans to get the rest of my bachelor's, my master's if I'm going to. I really just need to reevaluate my whole life. So $41,000 in student loan debt. And now when I was talking about my debt previously, I was not meaning student loans. I was not meaning like my car. I was meaning like because I used to have a lot of things sitting in collections. And that is, to me, that's debt. Like, and I know that it's all debt, but it's the negative marks on my credit history. Like, if I pull up my credit report, my auto loan and my student loans are positive marks as long as they are in good standing. And all of them are, so I have a hard time seeing them as bad. I almost forgot where I was going for a second. And I know, like, I'm working on changing my whole way of thinking, because growing up, I had zero help on budgeting. I didn't have anybody to teach me about debt and credit cards and loans and stuff like that. So, like, I'm teaching myself after I've already messed everything up. So that's just kind of where we're sitting at. $41,000 later. I only have my associate's degree, which is highly depressing when I think about it. So I just need to figure out a way to get back on track with my bills, and I think it's going to be my McDonald's paycheck is going to pay my bills, and my DoorDash and Grubhub pay is going to pay the debt. And I just need to figure out, because I can make on average about $400 a week between Grubhub and DoorDash. So with both of them, lately it's about $400, $450. So I think once I get caught back up, I'm a little bit behind on our phone bill. That got away from me. But starting in January, I think I'm just going to do, go back to doing, like, my McDonald's pay just pays, like, the house bills, like, my regular monthly bills. And then, because I don't have to start paying my student loans until the first one will be due June 17th. So I want to start paying on them, because I think I can knock out, like, $400 a week is $1,200 a month. And I can knock out a big chunk of that before they even give me a monthly due amount. But anyway, so I'm at Red Lobster. I have to go in and get this order. I hate Red Lobster orders because I don't like seafood. And so to me, it just smells bad. But, yeah, so I'm just going to run in and grab this, and I will check back in a minute, and we'll continue this rant. Okay, so I'm back from that. I've got my Red Lobster order. I'm taking it to the customer. I have my little navigation on my screen. It's fine. I don't mind doing that because, oh God, it's got to reroute me because I didn't take the right way out of the parking lot. I don't mind doing that because while I'm driving, I'm not staring at the camera a whole ton. And I know I shouldn't film while I drive. I don't text while I drive. I don't generally hold the phone at all while I drive. I know. I should not. Oh, I'm going this way. Sorry. My maps likes to tell me all the ways that I'm wrong in the ways that I go. But so $40,000 in student loan debt, and there's nothing to show for it. The car behind me is probably wondering why I'm not just like going. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I am gonna start these monthly budget challenges. I would love for you guys to participate, and if you can't participate every month, that's fine. But they're just mostly their goals that I feel like I can accomplish. And some of them are set way later in the month, but like one of them is, I can't remember which month I set it for, but one of them is to use a rebate service for grocery shopping. And by that I mean like I use Ibotta, and I know that there's other ones to use too. But I would just highly recommend downloading it now and just start using it. And then that way, when it's like the monthly budget challenge, you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I already do that anyway, so why not? Why is it taking me this way? I'm so confused. I guess I don't really know where I'm going. I thought I did. I was wrong, which happens frequently. But yeah, like I just need to get it together. Like, I feel like I'm very transparent with you guys about like my money and where it's going. And I tell you, yeah, I was under budget by this much this month, but I don't know where all that extra money went. Like, and I don't want it to be like that anymore. Like, I want to know where all my money's going. And like, it appalls me sometimes because I sit there and think about how much money I could have saved over the years if I had just paid attention. Like, one of the guys that I used to live with years ago, in my early 20s, it would drive me nuts. Like, we put all of our money into one bank account, and then I would move all of that money to, like, I would move money to another account to pay the bills, and then I'd move money to another account for groceries, and then whatever was left I would split evenly between us as like our allowance. And I think I might need to just get back to doing that and set up, but those were all bank accounts with the same bank, and so that was easier. Like, my bank accounts that I have now, I've got one with Capital One, one with Discover, one with like this HSBC in New York. Like, they're not even the same, and it takes days to transfer money. Oh, I'm going. Okay. It takes days to transfer money, and so it doesn't really work out well. But I think if I can just get on board with having multiple accounts with the same bank, I'll do a lot better. And if I start doing that way I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, okay. But I think in 2020 I might, and I know this is crazy because I talk about how I hate cash. Is this where I'm going? Yeah. I should have known by the name. I delivered to this house a lot. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a minute and take this order to the person. Okay, that's done. But yeah, so I know that I've talked about this a ton and I hate doing it, but I've been considering doing cash envelopes for groceries. Not fuel, because I can't. But like, groceries and household stuff. I gotta figure out how to get out of this neighborhood. Yeah, like groceries and household stuff. And I don't know what else I would consider as, like, for a cash envelope. Sorry, there's snow crunching under my car. Okay. I'm in one of those, like, back neighborhoods, and they don't ever plow back here. They just kind of let the neighborhood people fend for themselves. But most of it's melted, except where it got piled up real bad in the middle. So, yes, I think, although I don't really, groceries is not a category I overspend in, and I feel like that's what you set up cash envelopes for, is stuff that you overspend in. But I think maybe pull myself out a certain amount in cash, like each week or whatever it'll turn out to be, as like my allowance. And just because that's where I get into my spending. Why is it 20 miles an hour? I hate school zones. Now get me wrong. Okay, so I fully believe in protecting our children and everything, but there's no school within a 3-block radius of this area. There's no school here. It's just a neighborhood. But I have to go 2 p.m. to 3:15. Why? School is still in at 2 p.m. It should still be in at 3:15. I didn't get out of school till 3:40. And I rant about this at work a lot. Like, why are these kids getting out of school at 2:45? I had to go until 3:40. 7:40 to 3:40, Monday through Thursday. And then like 7:40 to 2:40 on Fridays. But these kids get out at like 2:45 every day. Like, I don't know why. And these aren't children. These are middle school and high school. Like, if you don't know to look before you cross the street... No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. I used to say that about, like, my friends in high school. If you don't know, like, if you need a school zone, then survival of the fittest. I do not actually believe that. But this time of day just frustrates me. Like, I know better than to be out and about at this time of the day. Because there's so much traffic and all the children walking, and they don't look. They're glued to their phones. They don't look before they cross. They don't anything. Like, they don't pay attention. And yep, I should have let those kids cross, but I totally didn't even think about it. But they just stare at their phones and keep walking like you're gonna get ran over. And but yeah, I know better than to be out at high traffic times. But yeah, so I want to say I'm going to start doing cash envelopes. I might just have to do a cash allowance and set up different different like checking accounts for my stuff. And this is kind of a rant. Like, I'm at a lot of time here for a vlog. So I guess, I don't know, like, I've never like vlogged before, so I don't know like what the protocol is with it, but I'm gonna pull into this parking lot just because there's so many people, and that makes me more nervous. Like, usually if I film while I'm driving, there's no traffic, but there's a lot of traffic, so I'm pulling into our mall parking lot, which is really just Target and Best Buy. But yeah, so I think so. I have 6 credit cards. Well, I have 5 credit cards and then a Torrid credit card, which is still credit card, but it's only for one store. So this is what I keep my money in. My cards go in here. I've got my single dollar bill in there. I took all of my credit cards out of here so that I'm not tempted to spend them. I have to physically go home, find my safe key, open my little lockbox, and get my credit cards out if I want to spend money on them. Oh God, I am a professional videographer. Professional right there, just dropped my phone. But yeah, so overhaul of my budget, we're gonna keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna just go through and figure out what I'm doing with my life. So I need to go through like this past year and figure out what I've been spending on groceries. I think $400 is realistic because if I'm buying all of the groceries, which I don't a lot of the time, but eventually I'm not going to be living with my mom, and I feel like I need to like start, but I might do cash for groceries because of one of the. So I'm going to do monthly budget challenges. I'm also going to do weekly and monthly savings challenges. And these are super easy, I'll tell you right now. The weekly savings challenge is mostly for those of you who use cash. I've got in my little cubby down here, I've got a bunch of like loose change. I just pulled out pennies. That's all I got. The sun is doing weird things. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, that's sort of better. Every week, whatever day your week ends on, whether it's like Saturday or Sunday or Friday, at the end of your week, take all of the loose change out of your pockets, out of your purse, your wallet, wherever, put it in a jar. At the end of every week, put all of your loose change in a jar. And then at the end of every month, this is mostly for those who use cash, again. If you have cash envelopes, like your allowance, your groceries, I don't know what people use cash envelopes for, but stuff like that, your cash envelopes at the end of every month, whatever's left over, depending on how you budget. Like if you use, like you have budget $400 cash for groceries and you spend $350, if you put that $50 towards next month's groceries, that's fine. You do what you got to do. But if you don't, like if you just consider it like extra allowance or extra leftover, put that in the jar with your change. Whatever's left over from your cash or any cash in your wallet that you don't need, put it in the jar. Like the amount of savings will be astronomical. I've saved so much money doing that. And then, you know, I hit hard times or I don't budget well or I don't discipline myself. And so then I need to spend it. I'm going to try really hard not to do that. But that's part of why I was thinking I could do cash for my groceries. I then just have to remember to pull out cash because I don't have a local bank, so I don't get free ATMs. So there's that. But yeah, and I also have to start budgeting for Declan's allowance because he does a lot of stuff around the house. And I also owe him $50. Yep, I owe my 4-year-old $50. My grandparents wrote him a check for his birthday, and when they give him a check for his birthday money, they put it in my name so I can deposit it and cash it. So I deposited it into my account and then paid a bill with it. And I think on my budget, I put that it was a Capital One refund. Capital One refunded me like $9 for when I traded in my car, and it was for my old auto loan. But I put on there $58 because it was just easier. And then I paid bills with it instead. So I do owe him $50. But yeah, so lots of budget stuff coming up. Let's see, today is Friday, so you guys will probably see this on Saturday. Just be on the lookout I think I just posted something on Instagram. So by the time you see this, it'll already have been up and whatever. And it's just like an empty list of the months and then weekly and monthly at the bottom, and there's nothing else there for my monthly budget challenges. Since I wrote that, I have filled in all of the months for the budget challenges. I filled in on the next page like all of my personal goals that I want to achieve for my paying off stuff. Like I've got paying off my collections, paying off all of my credit cards, paying off all of my student loans, and then I added it all up, and it was so much money, guys. So, and I know that I can't pay off all of my debt this year. It's not going to be possible. Not even living on the bare minimum. Like the Dave Ramsey method, I'm sure works great for some. I already know it's not going to work for me. Like I have a toddler who has needs, and he needs stuff. He's going to need clothes soon. Like I can't live on nothing to pay my debt off real quick. But that's just kind of how it goes. So, but I've got the full-time job. I've got the side gigs, which is sort of full-time depending on the week. And so we're just going to kind of do that. So now I just have to decide, because I don't have an emergency fund anymore. I did, and then I bought a car, which screwed me. I'm still catching up from that. I'm hoping by the end of 2019 I'll be caught up. By 2020 I can start funding my emergency fund. I can start, like, if I do it right, I can fund my emergency fund in 2 weeks. With DoorDash and Grubhub, if I play it right. And yeah, about 2 weeks, because I can't make $1,000 in a month. And no, I don't think $1,000 is enough, but it is a good starting point. So you get the $1,000 and then you keep putting money into it, and then start paying on your debt. Like, I don't know. You got to do what works for you. I'm going to end this. I don't know if I'll vlog again later. I'm going to start making my way home. Go get Declan, figure out what we're having for dinner tonight, and go from there. So I also need to sit down, talk with my mom about meal planning for next week, because like I'm not going to have any money to grocery shop, and I need her to be on board with it. So, and her thing is, like, groceries are expensive. They're so expensive. And like a week's worth of food to feed us just on meal planning could go up to $200 in a week for 3 people, which is ridiculous. So we need to sit down, and she never helps me with the meal plan. She never helps me with like recipes or anything. Like, it's all on me. She wants to quit eating out, but she doesn't want to help me figure out what's for dinner. So sorry, there's like a really bad glare out that way, so I'm trying to like angle you away from that. But yeah, so it's just this fight that we're gonna have, I'm sure. So, and it could come down to I meal plan for me and Declan, and she is just screwed. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna end this here. If I vlog again later, then I'll see you in a minute. If I don't vlog again later, then I will see you guys in the next one. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.